Good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the major stories. The government announced the opening of Djibouti Telecom's capital. And on the international scene about sports news, Argentina wins the Copa America 2021. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic, Head of Government, the 11th session of the Council of Ministers took place this Sunday, July 11, 2021. The following texts were examined and approved. The Minister of Economic and Finance in charge of industry. The first issues were about the draft law on the modalities of condition of the transfer of the state is holding in capital of public companies in views of needs to the ratification, the management of these companies in a regional competitive environment, and given these significant new resources needed to modernize the parastatal sector, it is essential to open up the capital of certain companies while protecting the essential interests of the nation through the legislative act. Also, this draft law specifies the adapt to the new context certain provision of the former laws, number 130 of 15 February 1997 on the condition and modalities of privatizations of the participant enterprises goods or activities in the public sector remains faithful to the roadmap of the head of state. Finally, the government of the public enterprises now under the codes of goods governance adapt by the legislators require the establishment of a transparent mechanism and modalities in order to attract the best professional strategy partners to campaign the modernization of our strategy sector. The question number two were concerned about the draft degree on the appointment of Director General of the multi-sectorial regulatory autonomy of Djibouti, Mr. Abdi Elmi. He is appointed Director General of the multi-sectorial regulatory authorities of Djibouti, the Minister of Women and Family. About the third issues were concerned about the degree on the organization and functioning of the National Council on the Rights of a Child in the Republic of Djibouti. The purpose of the draft degree is to organize and operate the National Council on the Rights of the Children, the protection and promotion of children's rights, and their development is one of the priorities of the government is social policy in accordance with the recommendation of the United Nations Committee on the Rights of the Child following the review of Djibouti's second periodic report. A comprehensive national plan of action for children was drawn up in November 2010, covering all the areas covered by the convention following the new responsibilities of the Ministry of Women and the Families through law number 171 the issues of children like women remains at the heart of the government is prerogative. Thus, the objective of this text is to create a legal and social environment favorable to the promotion and protection of a child, to promote the intellectual, cultural, social, economic, and sporting development of children. Thus, these draft degrees harmonize the regulatory text and the mission and hours of the National Council for Children have been essential as the composition of its members. This harmonization makes it possible to hiring together all the existing provisions related to the right of the children as coherent, planned, and helps to make the law more reliable and accessible. The second part of the session of the Council of Ministers, the fourth issues draft degree and the organization and functioning of the gender observatory in the Republic of Djibouti. The purpose of the draft degree is to stabilize the organization and functioning of the gender observatory over the last 20 years, thanks to the government is political will the political will, the country has made significant progress in promoting equality since its creation. The Ministry for Women and Family has been working on programs and projects to integrate gender into the social, economic, and democratic development of the country, as well as gender equality. A national gender policy strategy and programs have been put in place to strengthen women's empowerment and gender equality in the legal, political, economic, and social spheres so that they can fully assume their roles as fundamental partners in the country's development and consolidate the gain made. A national gender policy were also uh, with the 2 5 years matters to ensure the implementation of the national genders policy. The Gender Observatory was created in 2018. This structure acts as a monitoring body. Its main mission is to collect data and conduct studies. Its issues recommendation to decision makers and ensure compliance with the legislatives and regulatory texts. The question number 5, draft law degree on the establishment and the establishment and to organize the National Child Protection Platform in the Republic of Djibouti. The proposal for the draft degree is to create the National Platform for Child Protection in the Republic of Djibouti. In 2018, the Minister of Women and Family finalized the study on street children in Djibouti. Based on the recommendation of this study, the Minister has been working on developing procedures to identify sustainable solution that will be in the best interest of vulnerable children across the country. The platform is a support body to the National Council for the Rights of Children and the extent its interest to all children in the country, whether they are national or migrants or refugees. It integrates the various institutions protecting vulnerable children. The ministry and now about the Ministry of Communication in charge of Post and Telecommunication. The question 6 of draft degree amount, degree number 2000, number 298, appointing appointment of members of the National Communication Mission. Mr. Ali Mohammed Dimbio is appointed President of the Commission. Ms. Badria Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim is appointed member of the National Communication Commission. And also the Ministry of Budget, the question number 7 were concerned about the draft order on the transfer and allocation of a plot of land, Balbala Place, Hol Hol. It is a transfer the right of a provisional concession on the unbuilt plot of land located in Balbala Place, Hol Hol, and will an area of 1014 3014, the right of a provisional concession of above plot, the land will be transferred in the alignment of Balbala sector, and the state charge of this place. The eighth question was issues about the draft order on the transfer of a plot of land located in the port area. The present draft order is about the transfer to the benefit of the National Social Security Fund of a parcel of land located in the port zone, so with a surface areas of 6,100 meters. The said parcel's land is intended for the establishment of pharmacies in its reserves. The ninth question was about draft order on the transfer and plots of land located in the Nagad, especially Duda. The purpose of a draft order is to transform the 6 hectares plot of land to the club Atar Arta Solar, located on the Loyada Road in the Duda area. The Sage Plat land is intended for the establishment of a sport complex. The 10th question draft was about a draft law order on the transfer allocation of a plat land located in Salin West. The present draft order aims of transferring to the Presidency of the Republic a parcel of the land located at the Salin Théâtre with a total area of 5,200 meters. The said plot of land is intended for the establishment of an administrative building. The communication about the Minister of Infrastructure and Equipment gave a report on his participation on the 26th General Assembly of the Arab Civil Aviation Organization, which was held from 1 to 2 July in Rabat city. A news release now. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, sent today, Sunday, a message of congratulation to the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Mr. Abiy Ahmed, whose political formation, the Prosperity Parties, was declared the winner yesterday, Ethiopian legislative election of June 21. The overwhelmingly dominate score that surrounded the victory of your formation is the perfect illustration of the massive support of the brotherly Ethiopian people around your enlightened leadership. The head of state wrote in his telegram sent to the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed the manifestation of the confidence from which you have just benefit give you all the legitimacy necessary for the pursuit of the process of democratic according that you have never ceased to instill at the head of your country. Also note the President Guelleh in his message Under your leadership, the friendly Ethiopian nation is today bringing to the whole world proof of the determination to enhance and embrace in the long terms the modern values of the flourishing society, bringing with the demand of decision the where the alliance are not based on the principle of the ethnic were also noted. The President Gil, according to the Ethiopian Electoral Commission, the political formation, the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali won the legislative of the 436 seats for which votes took place yesterday, said the President Gili. And now, training on a local development and territorial approach to development took place this morning at the Salam Tower. This training is organized by the Minister of Decentralization, sure, by the Secretary General of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Decentralization, Mr. Mohammed Isa Faraj, and so the participation of uh, the project manager and also the project manager of expertise Friends program, Mr. Thibault, representative of the interior region. This training intended for the local elected representative correspond above all to a new vision of decentralization adopted by the European Union. This training is led by experts from the Friends expertise, which will last from July 11 to July 15. The project manager of expertise, the Friends Expertise Program, Mr. Thibault, recalled the objective of this training, which is intended to improve the local community. For his part, the Secretary General for the Ministry of Decentralization, Mr. Mohammed Isa, underlined that this training is in the line with the Friends Expertise Roadmap. He emphasized the latter is capacity to really free up the potential and also the territories to effectively combat the inequalities, create a new with the wealth and territories effectively combat inequalities, create new wealth and jobs, and tackle other priority development challenges. The French Cultural Center has been the garden of Eden for all lovers of Japanese, known as manga. The first jumping convention is in Djibouti. The cultural the Cultural Institute was taken by storms by young girls and boys of all ages and boys of all ages and all keen on manga and Japanese culture gather to share their passion with the friends on the menu of this exhibition. The organizer have prepared stands composed of a display of figures such as Dragon Balls and other practice piece, as well as a poster, a real bone for amateurs beside the exhibition of the figure bearing the effigy of young people is favorite character video games were also in the spotlights at these exhibitions. The participants were overwhelmed by competing against one another on classic of videos games references such as Tekken, Naruto, and Storms, and true art video games of Japanese culture. On Tuesday, July 8th, the meeting room of Oboch Regional Council hosted an important workshop on law education in rural areas. This workshop, organized by the Regional Council in not collaboration with the prefecture of Oboch, brought together all the notables of the region, the regional education service, local elect, and the educational file in their speech. Abdul Malik Mohammed Benoita and Muhammad Ismail, respective prefect and president of the regional council, explained that this consultation examination, subsequently after presenting the state of play, the representative of regional council and the regional education service and situation of the middle and secondary establishment by the principal around a table was carried out in order to listen to the point of view of the notables of the region. The discussions were fruitful, and the debate perfectly conducted at the end of the meeting. Important recommendations were made. The key words being that the number of students per school increased considerably. And now moving on to the international scene in Argentina, when the Copa America's final on Saturday against Brazil, a score of 1-0 after 26 years of defeats in the tournament. Lionel Messi finally won his first title with Argentina Saturday, July 10. The teaming Neymar is Brazil in the Copa America's final, ending a 26 years storage of his country. The fifth was the right one after a tour major tournament final lost with the sixth folds, and also the troop will in his country carried out in a triumph by his teammates after the final, which is Lionel Messi was a passer in the tournament, 4 goals and 5 assists, but the hero of the final is called Angel, the Paris players score the goals, and Argentina is a victory with a splendid job after a bright opening their from their Maria Excellency said Lionel Messi. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.